Okay, I got the truck in the garage. This is where I'm going to cut the frame. Got some lines on this already. Taking that 4 inches off. I think I'm going to have to end up moving this cross beam, but not positive yet. I think this hole held the truck bed on, and it looks like it's going to end up landing right on that. So I'll probably end up having to drill that stud out and maybe take this one out or move it or something. We'll see. No rush. 1966 Ford F100. Long bed to short bed conversion. I'll come back when I got some stuff all lined up. Lines out and stuff like that. But it's sitting in here. Okay. So I did all my measurements about 10 damn times. This is what I came up with. 3/4 of an inch back from this hole. So the guy on YouTube said, can't remember who he is. I'll add it later. 3/4 of an inch back, 16 from that line all the way to this line. You can see 16 inches. That gives me about 4 inches here, so I can miss this hump. Right here, the hump ends. The guy on the internet, he got 5 inches out of his. I don't know how. If I did, I would have to end up cutting this hole off, and pretty sure that's the hole that holds the bed down. Mine come out with 4. The frame is 6 inches from here to here, so 3 inches down is the center line. 3 inches down, and then 4 inches here. And then that X, all those X's, that's the part that's coming out. Now I will drill a hole in this hole right here. So this is rounded and not squared. I'll drill a hole in this one so it's rounded, not squared. Then when this piece meets this piece, I'll grind this round. So there's not a perfect 90-degree square in there. Stress cracks, who knows? But I'll round it. Stacy David, that's what he said on Gears. I watched one of his where he cut a frame, but it was a Chevy. It don't mean nothing. Chevy Ford, whatever. So that's all my measurements. 4, 3 to the center, 16 from here to here, 16 from here to here. And I've did those measurements on the other side. Now, I'm not going to film cutting it. I might not. I don't know. I've double-checked all the measurements. They're really close. 1/16, an 1/8 inch here, there. Did some measurements from body, this line to that line. It's within an 1/8. The middle of this rivet to this line, middle of this rivet to this line is within an 1/8 of an inch. Sometimes 1/16. I even measured all these the same on each side. I even measured from the back of the frame all the way up to here, and it's off an 1/8 between each side, a little over an 1/8, not much over. So it's damn close. I don't know how else to get any closer. I've wiped the lines off a couple times, trying to get them closer, but they're really close. I don't know if an 1/8 or a 1/16 is going to make much of a difference. Side to side, the one leg of the frame maybe, a little over an 1/8 longer than the other leg, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. I mean, sure as heck not going to see it, and it ain't going to make the truck go down the road crabby or nothing. But that's the lines, and I'm going to take a little mini break, as we call it, and I'm going to get out the grinder, and I'm going to put a cutoff wheel on it and dice this thing into parts. Fun.
Alright, come on a minute. I'm waiting for glue to dry. I've got glue drying. Glue is drying.
I know, you said it 6 times.
Carpet glue.
I welded this all together.
Okay,
I'm videoing. And I made these fish plates.
Oh, those are too small.
These are going to go on the backside. I'll weld those in and
Need to be thicker. Twice that thick.
finish it up. Okay, I welded it all together. My welding is not the greatest, as you can see. But I haven't had a weld break. Not yet. I put a coupon on the inside, or a reinforcement, whatever you want to call it. I call them coupons. And my brother talked me into putting one on the outside, since this is going to be a Prerunner truck. And oh boy, I almost fell down right there. And I'm going to jump it and stuff. Probably get it off the ground a little bit here and there. So I put a coupon on the outside. Now, I doubled them. Probably didn't need it. Probably wouldn't break, but just in case. I put one over here. I know my welding's not the greatest. But I ain't had one break, and I've built lots of things, lots of hitches and stuff, and I don't know what it is with this welder. I redid it, you know. Put a new gun on it and stuff, and it worked really great. At the start, seemed like it was good. And then lately, you know, it just having a little trouble getting smooth with it. I changed the tip and stuff. I put this new gun on it. I changed the tip, and that made it work a little better. I used the tip quite a bit, so it was worn out. One mistake I've done is I took 16 inches out of right here. I was only supposed to take 14. 65 and 66 Ford F100s have a little different wheelbase than, say, 67s through 79s. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I'll get those and restart the video here in a minute. I cut 4 inches off the ends here. Not even sure that was right, but I got to look it up, and I'll tell you at the end of this video. I have already cut the truck bed, and I took 16 inches between the two tires and 4 inches off the back. So I had to do the frame that way. Once I realized I'd screwed it up, I was like, well, I've got to make the frame match. So instead of having a 115-inch wheelbase, I have 113. 2 inches. I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference, if you could even tell by looking at it. Maybe if it was parked right next to another short bed, maybe you could. But you're supposed to take 14 right up here where we're looking at, and maybe 2 back here. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody do a 65 or 66 long bed into a short bed. So I jumped on it, looked at the measurements everybody was doing. I read a post somewhere, something on the internet that said 65 through 79 frames are the same. Well, apparently they're not. They're 65 and 66 are 2 inches shorter. So I was supposed to take 14 inches in between here, not 16. So we're going to have a 113-inch wheelbase instead of 115. Don't know if that's a big deal or not. I'm just doing it. I've cut it. I'm doing it. This is what it's going to be. I'll get the other measurements, and I'll post that here. I'll put that in the end of this video.